Okay, we have a function there. Of course, it's a negative parabola, meaning that it's opening downward. And pick a point. You could pick a point. Sorry, you could pick a point anywhere on that line and find the tangent of the equation, the slope of the tangent line anywhere on that line. So what is the derivative? Well, that would be 2 times negative 2, which is negative what? Negative 4t to the first power plus 5. And that is your tangent line, and you can put your tangent anywhere on that line, you can put it right here, put it right here, but it's best to put it where you can see a change. So I'm going to put it right in here, right there. And you can put another one, maybe right there. All right, now the tangent here, we'll say is, I don't know, looks like 1's too much. Maybe 0.75. I don't know, 0.75, so that would be 0.75 times negative 4 plus 5, and it would give you a slope. So, I don't know, 0.75, let me go back over here, 0.75 times negative 4 plus 5, and that gives you a 2. So the slope of the tangent line at 0.75 is 2 over 1. Now what about this line? This line looks like it's at 2, maybe. 2 times negative 4 is what? Negative 8, Hubert. Thank you, class. Negative 8 plus 5 is negative 3. So the slope of that line is negative 3 over 1. And that's that one. Okay. The next one is y is equal to 9x cubed. 9x cubed minus x squared plus 5x minus 1. There it is. Not much of a change. You might have to do a zoom standard just to see if there's any change. Okay. Something's locked down the TI. There's still tried to get it to quit. It's not. Something's going on with the TI. It's, I think I broke it.
Just hit enter again.
Enter? Thank you. Nope. There it goes. Well, we're going to zoom box. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit, see if it's got a bit more of a change than that. There's a little bit of a change right there. So we could actually, now this is a cubic function, so the tangent's going to be a little bit different. The tangent, the derivative is going to give you more of a parabola shaped. So let's see what we get. 27 x squared minus 2x plus 5. And that parabola is going to be any point on this line right here. Now, when you get into cubic functions and your tangent is squared, you get into a little bit more abstract thinking. You don't use, and this probably came from the trig book, the calculus book that I'm using for engineering, but most of your derivatives that you're going to be taking are going to be a line, which is off of a curve, meaning a squared function. And you're going to drop it down to a straight line most of the time. So this is just more practice of the derivative, not necessarily the tangent, because the tangent here, if you click it in, is going to be y is equal to 27, which is going to be a very, very what? Skinny what? Parabola. X squared minus 2x plus 5. And it's way up there. Zoom standard. And it's right there. Now you can put that parabola anywhere on this point, and that's a different take on it. But anyway, that's the derivative there. Derivative here, first of all, I put it in order. I can't stand when they write something like that because it gets on my nerves. Negative 1/3 t plus what? 6. Now if you take the derivative of that, you get basically what? 1/3. Well, we don't have a line. Well, what is this graph? It's a graph of a line. You can't draw a tangent on a line. You draw on the same line. So that's why you get an answer of just what? Slope. So it works out. So there's you a little bit of a math derivation there. Yes, sir.
Refer back to the last question that when you said about where you basically going to learn about lines, is that where double derivatives come into play? Or?
Double derivatives come into play with your physics, being that your first one is your acceleration and your second derivative is your velocity.
Okay.
So that's where that comes in. Okay? All right, let's look at a couple more. Let's move on down. Okay, here's one. Those two right there, look at those. This might be one of those that you sit there and stare at for 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. No coughing in class. I don't know why I keep telling y'all that. Now, this one, you can do two ways. You can distribute the 1/3, or you can leave it out there and distribute it at the final answer. I don't care which one you do. But some of you may sit there and stare at it for 15 minutes. Don't do that, okay? This is just like that problem we did where I told you you didn't have to distribute the 200. You could, you get the same answer. Same thing. You could distribute, that'd be 1/3 t to the third plus 2/3. And why am I not worried about the 2/3? Because when you take the derivative, what's going to happen to the 2/3? It's going to drop out. So that's gone. So now all you're dealing with is this. Well, 3 times 1/3 is what? 1. So if you're going to take the derivative, you get 1 t, and what's 3 minus 2? 3 minus 1? 2. So your final answer is t squared. So this one is simple, but the way it's written, you sit there and stare at it.
So getting to 1t squared from 1/3 t cubed. Can you do that one more time?
Okay, 3 goes out here. That's 3 over 1. I put the 3 over 1 because this is a fraction. That's why I did that. 3 times 1/3 is what? 3 over 3, which is 1. And then t to cube, t to the cube, t cubed, whatever. You minus 1 here, and that gives you square. Now, can you leave this one like it is? No. FOIL. That'd be 5 x squared. Looks like minus 10 plus 7 is negative 3. Y'all check me. Minus 14. Now you have the same thing that you had up higher. You got a trinomial, you just do each one. So 2 times 5 is 10, x to the first, minus, this is 1 right here. 1 times 3 is 3, and that's x to the 0. And then minus 0 times 14, x to the negative 1, because this is x to the 0. I'm just throwing that in there in case you ever get confused on what to do with a constant. Just put x to the 0, and that becomes 0 times 14. So that last term does what? It cancels out. And then you're left with the answer, which is 10x minus 3. Oops. So these are two problems that might mess you up just because of the way they're written. Okay? Capiche? Still can't say it like they do on Rocky. Watched Rocky last night. Watched a paranormal movie, The Ghost, the latest one, The Ghost.
Until the end.
Yeah, The Ghost something. Huh? No, it's about this guy that finds the camera that was in the previous one. And the ghost, yeah, the ghost dimension.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, it's kind of scary, especially when those things go. Whew. I would, yeah, you need to drink maybe a couple of glasses of wine or a couple of shots before you do it, because it might give you a heart attack. I do that from now on.
They made millions of them. They filmed it just like a normal camera.
Yeah.
To, like make it look cool.
Yeah.
So my mom catches me drinking wine and shooting.
Well, don't do that. No, don't. If it's going to get you or me in trouble, don't be doing it, okay? Please. Yeah, thanks. All I need is more reasons to go to the president's office. I think I've got the record. All right. Let's go with this last one, these last couple. There's 3 right there.
Ghost Dimension. I don't watch crap like that.
I love them.
If it's got anything to do with thriller,
I think they ought to come up now. Now, this is no joke. My sister can witness. My sister, I came up with Freddy versus Jason like 5 years before. I said they ought to have Jason dreaming and have Freddy in his dream, and they come out with a movie like that. But anyway, I think they ought to come up with a Michael Myers versus Jason versus the Predator. That would be cool.
It'd be like Tom and Jerry and the dog.
The Predator, man. That's the Predator. I think the Predator would be. And there was one more I wanted to put in there, but I couldn't.
Slenderman?
Alien?
No, Alien's nasty. I'm sorry. I don't like Alien. I like when the Predators like cut them in half. I like that. I don't like Aliens. They nasty.
You know, there might be a reason why you're not in Hollywood.
Huh? Yeah. But I had the Jason versus Freddy thing. Yeah. Maybe they will have the Predator versus Jason. That'd be nice. I would. I like the Predator. He's cool. I'm waiting for the next Predator movie. They have Predators where the
Want to throw Terminator in there?
no,
Arnold Schwarzenegger? Bring him back?
no, no.
The Expendables
No,
movie when they make
That would be like those two heroes that are in the Avengers that don't have any superpowers that are stupid.
Hawkeye and
No, the Hulks are cool.
is that Hawkeye?
Oh yeah.
Hawkeye.
What
And
the?
Scarlet.
What the? I'm sorry. What the hell are they in there for?
Scarlet's cute.
Black Widow is bad. Black Widow is bad.
Oh yeah. Take my little 9mm.
They give her her own.
And then Mr. Bo. I'm ready to go. That is so lame. Anyway, I have a beef with the Avengers. I like the Avengers, but they need to be behind a desk somewhere. I mean, they don't need to be in the Avengers. Oh, they get on my nerves.
The reason they're cool is because if you read the original comics, they're in there and like you don't really understand.
A bullet between the eyes and they'd be dead.
Wasn't Wolverine part of the Avengers?
That's why they're cool.
Huh?
Wolverine part of the Avengers? I
Um,
thought that's I don't know.
Hulk's not cool. You shoot him in the head and everything dies.
Who?
The Hulk.
Why does everything die?
He gets
Because
pissed.
he gets pissed.
I thought you meant shoot the Hulk.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Hulk versus the thing.
The Hulk wins every time. There's no. Hulk is just not.
Is he invincible when he's sober? I mean, not.
When he's green.
Not.
Yeah, he tried to kill himself, and the Hulk ate the bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty much.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Coolest line though is the secret is I'm always pissed. That was the coolest line.
But the little 9mm and the it takes away from the movie. I'm sorry. All right. So we need to all email Hollywood and say we want Predator versus Jason, or Predator versus Michael Myers, or all 3.
All 3.
I think all 3 would be cool. Love that movie. I think Halloween is scarier than all of them.
That's my favorite.
I love Halloween. I love the Rob Zombie Halloweens too.
Yes, the Rob Zombie ones are really good.
You need to watch some better horror movies from there.
Like which one?
I'm talking about that new one's on. Well, you can go and check out Netflix. Oculus is pretty cool.
Human Centipede.
I think I've seen that.
Woman in Black is great.
Yeah, I've seen that. When she comes through the door. Oh,
My
yeah.
first horror movie was what was it? Pet Cemetery.
I like that one.
That shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. So there's our problem. Now that I fixed it, because remember, fractions and radicals, you need to rewrite. So if you have two binomials, or if you have a binomial times a trinomial, anything that's not in the A plus B plus C, you need to fix it. So that's what I did here, and that makes 48 s to the negative 5, and then you would rewrite that as 48 over s to the 5th power. Now that's the way I would want you to rewrite it. Now the book, and I'm saying this in all sincerity, there are some cultures that don't mind a negative exponent. Okay? When I was at Clemson, I had a Asian teacher till I dropped first couple 3 days, and after the first couple second insults to America, I dropped. But they said that they don't care about the negative exponents, and when she would write on the board, she would just have the negative exponent. She'd circle the negative. She'd circle the answer. She wouldn't even. And she was asked about that, and where I'm from, we don't worry about the negative exponent. So there are some cultures that don't even worry about the negative exponent. But you need to get used to changing it. This one, why would somebody freak out about this one?
Because it's not an X.
Because there's not, because it's not an X. I never thought about that. But because of that C, I don't know what to do with that. Well, do the formula. Negative 5 times whatever's in front, C, times y to the negative what?
6.
And then you put that y to the negative 6 downstairs. And again, WebAssign may not want that, but I'm going to show you. Negative 5c divided by y to the 6th.
I love how WebAssign asks you to approximate on those graphs.
Mhm.
It gives you like a margin you could give.
Yeah.
I was freaking out about that because on like my lab we have to get it right.
Yeah.
I was sitting there like.
But remember, this is a calculus class, so they know that you're not going to be able to get it exactly on it versus algebra where you have points at the corner of the graphs, of the graph paper or whatever. This one, it's already in the way that you need it, but the only thing that'll give you a problem here is the negative fraction exponent. So that's negative 1/4 times 2 over 1 t to the negative 1/4 minus 4/4. I'm going to take my handy dandy blue marker. I'm going to put a 1 right here because we're subtracting 1. And what dictates 4/4 is what? That little number right there. You got to have a common denominator. So that gives us, well, that 2 will cancel. That's negative 1/2. So that's negative 1/2 t minus what? Or to the negative, sorry, 5/4. And you can put that t to the 5/4 with the 2, and it would be to the positive 5/4. Or you could leave it like this. You already got a mess there anyway, so you could put it down there or you can leave it there. I don't know what they want. Okay, so there's a nice one. And I wanted to cover these last ones because I'm going to cover one of these because this one is kind of business oriented. It come out of your book. I only had 4 questions to pick from. So there's 1, 2, and I think the 3. There's 4. Yeah. There was only 4 questions. It's a lot of reading. It's not a lot of, it's pretty simple. Look at this one. They give you a function. Now what do you think you're going to do with that function in the derivative section? Find the derivative, okay? I'm not going to go through it, but 3 times this in your calculator, negative blah, 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 t squared. And then, now, they're asking you numerically estimate p prime of 2. So after you find the derivative, what do you do with the 2? Now, it says the annual number of passengers going through Atlanta International Airport between 2000 and 2008. So that means the first one is 1, 2002 is 2, 2003 is 3, 2004 is 4, 2005, so on. So when you do P prime of 2, that's for the year 2000 and what? 2. Now you have to make that relation because it doesn't say that, or it doesn't show it in a graph. You could graph it; it'd be a whole lot easier to graph it and look at it. Yes, sir.
See, what we had at Mr. Hubbert's class, we had to be able to write out the input, the output, the entire like sentences for the derivative.
So she wanted the answer, then she wanted a statement of, and she called it something.
Well, you know what? Screw it.
Okay, I'll redo your homework and I'll put those in there. Okay.
This is much more practical.
Well, what I do, if you notice, in some of the things I do, in some of the homeworks, I give you the drills, and then I give you some business applications at the bottom. So that's, and I can't pick. If I've got 4 questions to choose from, then that's all I can pick. And your book sucks, and it only has 4 questions to choose from. So I had to beef it up by pulling from the others, from the other book. So anyway, here you take the derivative, because you're going to have to take the derivative of that, because that's what we're doing. Take the derivative, put it off to the side. This says numerically estimate P sub 2. So plug in 2 to negative 0.204 t squared plus 2.78 t minus 3.29. That's what you're going to plug it into. And that'll give you that many answers. What?
He said, whoa.
I just did it right there in my head. Okay. Interpret the result. At the end of 2002, what's happening? Just increasing or decreasing? Well, let's look at this. And if you graph it, I mean, first of all, as I tell all my students in any of my algebra, trig, or calculus, graph it first. So y is equal, y is equal to negative 0.102 x squared cubed plus 1.39 t squared. Actually, this is a parametric, but
You got 1.3, but not 1.39.
okay. X squared minus 3.29 x plus 79.25 and clear and graph and zoom. I gotta zoom as soon as it gets through. Zoom fit. Zoom out. Looks like a saddle. There it is. So at a certain point, so you could actually do a trace and graphically, what'd they say, 2? Well, that's about as close as you're going to get right there. 2.12 is 77. So you can do that on here and finish it out and then interpret. Remember, a lot of the business graphs you're going to be interpreting. And that's what we're doing. There's one section I've given y'all of homework, 2.3 or 2. I can't remember, but all it is interpreting graphs. There's about 4 graphs, and you just got to interpret. All right, so that's that. That's the 4 questions. All of them, take the derivative, plug and chug, and interpret. Okay. All right, now 2.5. Now, as I'm looking at 2.5, I'm kind of laughing because we've already done 2.5. This book is so messed up. I'm sorry, it's just messed up. They're showing you to do the limit, to find the derivative using the limit after they showed you how to do the derivative. So I guess 2.5 is just a gimme, huh? No, that other Latour used to be a professor at Clemson. Biggers is still a professor there.
Sorry,
That's all right. That's all right. Now you take your frustrations out. I understand. You're venting. Let it out.
There's so many problems with inside.
So funny. All right. So let's do one, and I'm going to show you. This is real hard. 2.5. This is no joke. They're showing you how to do the derivative by the limit after they show you how to take the derivative. Going past acronyms. F of x, and I'm just going to do one or two of these, is equal to, but they do give you quadratics, 2x squared minus x plus 3, and they want you to just do both. I want you to do the difference quotient, and then I want you to do the derivative, and then I want you to graph it and show the line, show a tangent line, and figure out at that point what the slope is. Oh, that's 2.6. We've already done 2.6 also.
You just went ahead.
Maybe it's your problem.
But y'all learned it. Yes, ma'am.
So since we don't have class Monday, is our in-class?
Don't say that. I don't know if anybody's coming.
Well, if no one shows up, then will our in-class test be on Tuesday?
Yeah. You don't need to worry about it. You'll have your notes. Huh?
We do have class Monday.
If you show up.
If people don't show up, I can't have class.
We've been
Let me know when we go there.
Yeah, please don't show up and
Everybody
say,
that did not.
where's everybody at?
Of course, the
Y'all
ones-
better be writing some emails. I hope y'all know some of these people, because they're going to show up, and I'm going to have class.
But they been here the past
Well, and
week,
then
they
we'll
don't
take an
show up.
absence, so.
I'm probably not going to show up, but
Don't show up to class.
Hmm?
Don't show up to class.
now you need to tell everybody that's late.
That's okay.
It's only an hour, that's all. Hope breakfast was good. Sleep late, get some beauty sleep in.
Yeah, I had to sleep late.
Okay, well, that hangover's a bitch, isn't it? Ice cream takes care of it, they say.
Vanilla ice cream.
Yeah, a new study shows that vanilla ice cream helps.
I think it helps with the throwing up.
You know what else?
I think that's what it is.
Usually the throwing up, usually the throwing up for me comes the night of. Don't come after. You're trying to get to the bed to sleep it off, and you can't because you're sweating and you end up worshiping the porcelain god and laying beside the bathtub.
Worse nights when you throw up the night of and the morning.
Yeah, no, that's pretty bad. Or when you go to work next day and you feel. I've seen people do that.
Oh, yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. We had a teacher one time, this was like several years ago,
No.
they used to come to class and have a red Solo cup. And I'm like, you alcoholic. And it was just a matter of time before one of the students smelled it, and then go to the department head.
This past
That's
year,
pretty sad.
that'd be fun.
Did that happen this year?
There was a teacher this past year who came to school just drunk off his ass.
What were they teaching?
I don't know. I think it was astronomy.
Wow, I'll have to ask about that.
If it was
Yeah,
astronomy,
drunk
it's
is
on high
great.
too.
He wasn't high.
I had a teacher that was going through menopause and had some crazy medication. And she would be fanning, turning the air conditioning on, like taking this book and just like hitting the desk with it. And then she got up and left one time. She didn't come back, so we were just sitting there waiting for her. And that's how we all.
And I get called to the president's office for showing videos. I mean, these people,
She
y'all
was
get.
just busting the laughing fits all the time. It was greatest. Like,
Maybe if I do that, maybe they'll retire me early. Start acting like an idiot.
She had like legit medication.
That's pretty funny. All right, so this one, and again, it's kind of repetition. I didn't know that I was going to be doing it over in 2.5. F prime of x, if you did it would be 2x plus h, quantity squared, shortcut number 1, minus x plus h plus 3, that's f of x plus h, minus f of x, which you just rewrite it, over h. And that's going to be 2x squared plus 2 times 2 is 4xh plus 2h squared minus h minus 8, minus x minus h plus 3 minus 2x squared plus x minus 3 all over h. Take your handy dandy red pen. 2x squared is going to what? Cancel. The 3's are going to cancel, and the x's are going to cancel. And all that you should be left with is h terms. You can go ahead and factor h out right here, and you get h times 4x plus 2h minus 1 over h. And what happens to the h's? And then you apply the limit theorem. Limit as h approaches 0 of 4x plus 2h minus 1. And what happens to the h term? So your derivative is 4x minus 1. Check it with calculus. 2 times 2, 4x. 2 minus 1 to the first power minus 1. And that's it. Same answer. I'm looking at 2.6, and 2.6 is giving us about the same thing. So I'll go ahead and do the 2.6 homework. I'm just going to let y'all go early today because we've already done chapter 2. Okay? Now, if y'all want to stay and do more problems, we can, but I mean, I didn't know I'd done covered chapter 2.